everybody, welcome back to my channel. I got my coffee, so I'm ready to get to sewing because I have a ton that I need to get done for my spring collection, which is launching this weekend on the 14th. You may have seen this video where I made one of each book sleeve and wristlet, and I asked you all which fabric combinations on the book sleeves were your favorite, and then I would turn those into pencil cases. So we're going to be sewing up those pencil cases today because I haven't made them yet and I'm excited to see how they're going to look. I need to take product photos still. I did brainstorm some name ideas for each design, so I'll kind of share those. We'll do like a whole spring collection overview at the end of this video. That way you can all see what's going to be launching this weekend. I am going to try boxing out the pencil cases a little bit differently than I've been doing. The initial way that I did is honestly a little bit difficult to line up the open corners because there's so many layers. It's very difficult and it's small. It's kind of hard to maneuver the fabric and get it to line up. So I'm going to try a couple different ways for the pencil cases and just see which one I like better. Unfortunately, I tried to film yesterday and things just kept going wrong, but I did film a bookmark illustration video. So I filmed a short video making these bookmarks. So I show a little bit of the illustration process and also making them, and they match this book sleeve. I think they turned out so cute. Whenever it comes to matching bookmarks, I always kind of just take the book sleeve for inspiration and then make the bookmark my own. So you can see my little teddy bears versus this one. So it's not the exact same, but I just try to kind of get the overall vibes of the book sleeve onto the bookmark. So we have some bears, the background is a gingham, and then I added the bows, and I think it turned out adorable. I haven't decided if I'm going to actually put this up on my shop or only include it as a freebie with this book sleeve. That is something I did for previous collections where I included a matching free bookmark, and I do think that is really fun. It's kind of a surprise. If you're watching this video, then you already know about it, so it's not really a surprise, but for all the other book sleeves, I may also illustrate some bookmarks to match those. So depending on which one you get, you can have a matching bookmark. So I think that'd be really fun. And yeah, I'm gonna post that over on Instagram here soon. So by the time you see this video, if you wanna go check that out and see a little bit, I didn't show a lot of the illustration process because I didn't want my reel to be an hour long, but I showed just little snippets and then me making the bookmark. So if you want to check that out, you can check out my Instagram, or I've been cross-posting over on Facebook. Which, speaking of that, if you are here from the short video that I posted over on Instagram and Facebook, because that video went absolutely wild. I posted it Thursday morning and it already has over 1 million views, which is crazy. So you guys seem to really love the tote bags and you really love this fabric. So I'm kind of debating as a little kind of like surprise add-on, I may do a pencil case in this fabric combination. The company Art Gallery Fabric sent me this fabric as a gift, and I have some left after making this tote bag, so I figured why not use the leftover and potentially make some pencil cases out of it. But yeah, if you're here from this video, thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoy my channel. But yeah, we need to go ahead and get started. I want to try and get through all of the pencil cases. Right now, I think I have 11 or 12 book sleeve designs. I'm going to try and narrow that down to 10, and then I think we're going to do 5 pencil cases and 5 wristlets. Let's start with the new surprise fabric because I already cut some out. This one is going to be kind of like a trial and error because I just cut out some white inner lining. That way I wouldn't waste that inner lining. That way I could test out these different boxing corner methods. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so for this, I already have the 2 outer pieces cut out, the 2 inner linings, and then I need to cut out, I think this one's too small. Yeah, I need to cut out some new cotton iron-on batting because going this way, I can actually get at least 3, yeah. So while I wait for that to heat up, the next product I'm actually thinking about including in my next collection is potentially either makeup bags or wallets. So I'll have to play around with both, see which one I think I want to include in the next one. As I mentioned in a previous video, I don't think I'm gonna do a full summer collection because this collection is also very summer. So I think what I'll do is maybe a like limited small collection that's more around like animal themed or something like that. And I also just want to revamp a lot of the book sleeves that I launched for my very first collection, which was kind of around summertime. So a lot of those fabrics are like cherries and peaches and strawberries, which will fit really well with that. But yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards maybe doing the wallets because I have the wristlets. Do like a cute matching wallet. That way you could have both and clip them together. So one of the ways I want to try it, I think is called French seam. I'm looking it up. I'm not sure if that's exactly what it's called, but basically I will sew like a little triangle on the outer fabric and then turn that outside and then kind of squish it and then sew it again. I think kind of like that. I watched some videos, so I think we're gonna try that method and see how it looks versus the original method I was doing. You know, for these, I cut out the boxed corners and then I squished the fabrics together and tried to line it up, which like I said was very difficult. And obviously I do like the way this method turned out. It's just a lot more finicky and you really gotta wrestle. The thing I thought could be really cute is including, I don't know that I'll do it on these, but on my next tote bag that I make for myself, I wanna include a little hoop on the outside, maybe right near the strap, that I can add a keychain. I think that'd be so cute. I don't know why I wasn't thinking of that when I made it, but like the next day I was like, oh man, I should have included a little hoop so I could add a little keychain. Okay, these are ironed out, so I need to go ahead and quilt it. For this, I'm not gonna bother using my logo on it. I just wanna see how this cutting method is going to work. I did order some more of my logos because I'm getting kind of low. So I just wanna make sure I kind of save the ones I have in case the new logos don't get here before launch day. So these are ironed with the cotton fleece. I'm ready to take these to my machine and start quilting. Then I'll be ready to do all of the zippers and stuff. But this is what the inner lining will be, obviously, on the actual pencil cases that I will be launching. I love this quilting bar. This is just a lifesaver when it comes to quilting and making sure they're all the same distance. I love it. So if your machine didn't come with one, I highly recommend. So it will be something like that. finished the pencil case, and while this method was easier for boxing out the corners, I actually prefer the look of my previous method, especially when it comes to the inner lining. The only seam is the opening in the inner lining to turn everything right side out. So I just think it looks a little bit neater. While this method is great, and especially if you don't want to have to wrestle with this one, but what I'm going to try is a medium weight interfacing to give it structure. I think my biggest issue is how thick the interfacing or batting is. I've made all of these, and so far, obviously the one with no batting and no interfacing was the easiest, but of course I want to add something so it keeps its shape. This one I used a batting, and then these two I used the cotton fleece, which were the hardest to line up the box corners. So I'm kind of thinking, because this medium weight one is so much thinner than this cotton fleece, that'll be a lot easier to work with, but still give the case structure. But what I'll do is I'll kind of just speed up this process, and then at the end we'll talk about which one I prefer and what we're gonna do, and then start working on all the rest. So let's go ahead and cut out some fabric and make this pencil case. How this turned out. I think it's so cute, and I'm definitely going to be using the medium weight interfacing because that was a lot easier. Still not the easiest thing, but way better than using the cotton fleece or the extra loft batting. And I also love this shape, so it's still tall enough where you can fit plenty of pens, pencils, whatever you want to put in here. So let's go ahead and get out all the fabric, show you which fabrics I'll be launching, start cutting, and putting together these pencil cases. As always, Theo is super cozy on the other chair, just looking so cute. I finished quilting all of my outer pieces for my pencil cases. The official first day of spring is next week. I cannot believe it is already here. I feel like even March is flying by. We are already almost mid-March, which is crazy. And part of me is excited. The other part of me is not so excited because it just gets so hot in Oklahoma, and it's already feeling like spring, so I'm a little bit worried how hot it's gonna be when summer gets here. So in my last video, I kind of talked about Bridgerton, and if any of you watched it and what your thoughts were, a lot of you agree that this past season is one of your favorites. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really sweet and actually made me emotional. So another kind of topic on media, have any of you watched the new Dracula Love Tale or the new Wuthering Heights? I'm pretty sure both are still in theaters. I don't think you can stream them yet, but I'm curious if any of you have went to go see those and what your thoughts were. For a while, I just kept seeing those two movies all over my TikTok, and I really want to watch them, but I'm wondering if they're any good because I've heard very mixed reviews on the Wuthering Heights movie. I guess it's very far from the book, which I've never read the book. I kind of know like the overall plot, but yeah, I've never read it. So I've heard this movie like over romanticizes it, and I guess the book is technically not romantic, and it's kind of more of a tragic, like not a good romance. So, and then with the Dracula one, I just kept seeing this scene on TikTok, and they had the Caribbean Blues song over it, and it just looked so like romantic, even though I know Dracula is also more of a tragic love story and not a happy ending, but I really want to watch that one as well. I am not a huge theater person. I like to be able to pause my movies and take breaks and be more comfortable, so we don't really ever go to the theater, so I'm just ready for those to be on streaming. However, I may actually give in and go to the theater for Dune and Hunger Games later this year. I am so excited for those. I am a huge Hunger Games fan, and I also really enjoyed the first two Dune movies with Timothée Chalamet. Thought they were so good. I love the cinematics of it. But I would also love to know if any of you currently have a TV show that you're enjoying. I need to find something that's bingeable. I was looking on Netflix and Amazon and all these different streaming platforms yesterday, and I could not find anything I wanted to start. I'm a huge homebody. When I'm not having to go to work, I'm pretty much at home. I'm either crafting or I'm watching movies or TV shows. That's just what I prefer doing. So I would love to know what are some really good bingeable TV shows that you're enjoying. And I think I asked you all already if there's any books that you recommend. I really love romantasy, historical romance. I'm kind of wanting to get more into thrillers as well. I've read a couple of them. I recently read, I think it's called Rock, Paper, Scissors. That was a pretty good one. But anyways, I'm gonna get all of my outer pieces with my logo sewn on, the zipper, and then one of the inner linings all clipped together, get that sewn, and we will finish putting together these pencil cases. I'm just gonna kind of lock in and try and get these done. The top stitching is really just like the cherry on the cake. It makes it look so neat and professional. So I'm ready to start attaching all of the layers and finishing up these pencil cases. And so far I'm thinking these fabrics are looking really cute. I can see why a lot of you chose these as your favorites. I just love them. So this one is gray cats going up. So I'm thinking on this side, we'll have the calico and the brown cat going up. I really hope you all are going to like these pencil cases. I think they're so fun, and you can really use them for so many different things. Of course, you don't have to use them for pencils if you want to convert it to a makeup bag or whatever. So I have a pretty busy week ahead, especially if I want to do a matching bookmark for every single book sleeve, plus just getting everything else prepped and ready. It's gonna be a busy week. Okay, all my pencil cases are clipped together. I'm ready to finish these off, but I wanted to say a huge thank you to everyone who watches my videos. You all have made my sewing experience and this sewing journey so much more enjoyable. You've all been so helpful. Many of you always leave such sweet comments and helpful tips that you've really made it a lot easier, because there are some simple things that I missed, especially when I first started. Even one of you mentioned the thread cutter, and who knows how long I would have continued cutting the thread with scissors. So I just want to give you all a huge thank you, and especially to those of you who've ordered from my collections. There are some of you who have ordered from every single collection I've launched, and it means the world to me, and honestly I love seeing your orders come through. So I really appreciate it. Even just watching my videos and liking means a lot. So thank you so much. I hit my 1 year of sewing next month at the end of April, which is kind of crazy. I don't feel like I've been sewing for almost a year. I still feel like a beginner, which I'm sure to some of you, a year is definitely still a beginner. I know a lot of you have been sewing like your entire lives and years. I've mentioned a couple times I really want to try some more clothing. So I have planned a like spring wardrobe video where I want to attempt my first dress, some more like shorts and stuff like that. So we'll be filming that pretty soon, since spring will be here next week. So stay tuned. I want to do that probably in the next couple weeks. So that video will be coming very soon. All of these pencil cases, the only one I didn't get to is the strawberry one, but it is currently 6:30, so I've already been sewing for like 8 or 9 hours and I'm feeling it. So I need to call it quits here, but let me show you everything that's going to be launching for my spring collection this Saturday on March 14th. So for the pencil cases, we have May Flowers, which has the pink gingham inner lining, the cute little animals, which I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to call this one yet, but it's so adorable with this really pretty inner lining. Next we have Petal and Purr with the cats and plants, and then here's the inner lining on that one. And then we have Lavender Picnic with the purple gingham on the inside. And then of course this one as well. This is not the one I'll be launching. This is that one we made earlier, but you can kind of see how it's going to look. I need to figure out what I'm going to call this. So I'll brainstorm ideas for this and possibly the woodland animals. If you have any ideas, definitely let me know. And then let me show you all of the book sleeves real quick. Also, we have the cherry scrunchie. First book sleeve is the teddy bear with a brown inner lining. Then we have this animal one, which I think I'm going to call Wild Watercolor, because the animals really are kind of giving that watercolor artistic look. And then a cute little plaid kind of gingham inner lining. Wildflower Picnic with a yellow gingham, and then the Lavender Picnic again with that purple gingham. This cat one, which I think I'm gonna call Cat Lady, and it has this really pretty like plants and florals on the inside. This plant one with a plaid inner lining. May Flowers, of course, with the pink. The Woodland Animals, of course, with that same inner lining. The cat one with the brown. This one here, which I'm calling Full Bloom, and also has the flowers on the inside. So I narrowed the book sleeves down to 10. And then the two that I'm possibly not going to be launching are these two. If any of you really love these, then let me know and I'll go ahead and launch them. But no one mentioned these as their favorite, so I just figured I wouldn't do all of them and I would narrow it down to 10. Then we have all the wristlets. We have Busy Bee, Teal Daisy, Blue Blossoms, Bows, and Ladybug. So that's my spring collection launching this Saturday on March 14th. Probably you'll do like 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Let me know if you have your eye on anything. This week I'll work on illustrating more matching bookmarks to give out as freebies with the book sleeves. And I will see you in my next video very soon. Bye.